Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back with a special, brand new time, new day, Monday night episode
I
of the
like it, man.
podcast. I mean, it's the new norm going forward. We are now on Mondays. We are going to hang out every Monday night. I know that Raw came on at 6. I know some of you might be watching Raw while you got us on your phone, and that's cool. We appreciate it. But we will now be your pre-show for Raw. We will pop in. Jill in the chat. What up, Jill?
What's up? What's up?
We will now be your pre-show for Raw. So you tune in to us at 7 o'clock, and then at 8 o'clock you can turn on Netflix and watch Raw. So, I mean, I like it. It works. It works better for both of our schedules. So we're doing it.
Yeah,
Tony, what up,
doing like
buddy?
a little lead into Raw, man. I'm about it. I like the idea of doing it. Along with the normal Ohio wrestling and everything. Yeah, I like it.
Amanda in the chat. She's in the other room over there.
Hello.
Big week we had last week. We went to 2 different baseball games. Sadly, we only got to see one baseball game, thanks to Mother Nature. But Canal Park, the Akron Ruibber Ducks hosted us on Thursday evening, and Turmoil went live, and we played some old con footage from Colossal Con from this past year while we were out doing our thing at the Ruibber Ducks, man. And it did rain, but it was a lot of fun.
It did rain. We what was it? The Ruibber Ducks got pushed back an hour, which gave us time to get cleaned up and to put our show on, because otherwise we were not gonna go on. But luckily the skies opened up, sir.
Dude, it was probably the funniest. Like I've reffed one time before outside, and it was in the rain, but it was nothing like this. Like stepping in the ring and seeing the squish on the mat was insane.
Yes. I went in there.
It was a lot of fun.
I went in there just to run the ropes and stuff, because I had never felt like that. It was like a sponge, it just nuts.
It was a lot of fun. We had some good matches put on. Miles Jacobs went one-on-one with Paxton Calloway in essentially a slip and slide match. That was in the first match.
Right.
We were unable to get the balance on both of them kind of bigger fellas, and able to keep the the equilibrium up was just nutty. What do we got on the next slide? Oh, Cole Johnson. Here we go. We got nothing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They didn't have all the matches.
Yeah, we didn't have the match cards for because we added matches. I know that originally we were told we were only going to do 3, and then because of the pushback, we got to do 5. So we got
right.
Not only, like I said, we got Paxton Calloway on Miles Jacobs. Paxton Calloway ended up coming out on top. Your winner there with a giant choke slam to Miles Jacobs.
Sir.
Match 2. I'm trying to think what match 2 was. I might have to go to Jose.
I want to say it was the triple threat. It was
nope, because that was me. That was me. That was match 3, because I had 1, 3, and 5. Yeah, and Stabby had 2 and 4.
What was 2? Damn.
I'm not sure. I'm looking it up right now. I'm going to Jose's page. I mean, shout out to Jose. You already know, but Jose's killing the game as always. The pictures from this weekend were phenomenal.
We're here. Do you want to play the Ruibber Ducks video real quick?
Yeah. Let's do that. Tony made this sweet freaking video pop up. It started from the beginning.
I was.
I got it.
Yep. Bully and Kalam.
Bully and Kalam was match 2 for the Mega Heavyweight Championship. And Mike Michaels almost pulled this out, dude. He had Kalam in a crossface at one point where Kalam was this close to tapping out.
Shout out to Jose and Michelle for pictures also. Appreciate that to make that little compilation.
They are the best, dude. Like their pictures are top notch, man. They are. I mean, obviously, my new Facebook profile is
right.
Taking the greatest pictures, dude. Like I turn around and they're like, smile, boom, smile, hey,
so good.
To them, they do such a great job. And then so Kalam able to retain his title. Got Mikey off. I think the water might have got Mikey as well, and he caught him with the elbow, dude. Or the forearm, right. I mean. And then, the third match was a triple threat match. Brazzi Suave, Pegasa, and Casey Jacobs.
Yes.
So Casey Jacobs, for those of you who might not be familiar, I was unaware who he was when he came to the show. Like, I was like, oh.
Yeah, I had never met him.
And then as when he came out during his entrance, I saw it on his shirt, and I was like, he reminds me of somebody. I've seen Casey Jacobs before at Wrestling Revolver as a member of Team Alpha Sigma Sigma, and they're fucking good. Like,
nice.
They're good. So I was excited to see him. This match was okay. There was a couple little mess ups, but again, wet ring. Crowd really into this match. I'm going to give flowers right now to Brazzi Suave, who's been doing excellent on the crowd work lately.
Right.
The kids are loving Brazzi Suave. So keep doing your thing, brother, because they were all about it. Brazzi was running around the ring all crazy like a chicken with his head cut off.
Yeah, he'll go around 2-3 times, but they love it. They love it.
Yeah. And so Pegasa able to pick up a win here with the sister Abigail on Casey Jacobs. I guess you could say it's a big win for Pegasa at Mega. That Brazzi Suave,
you're not wrong.
Knuckles champion.
And I mean, baddies, pick up a win in general there, so that's going to include her possibly in something down the line. Any win's a good win, especially over 2 guys.
Yeah, we've seen the asked for the number 1 contendership, or for any title, but for the Baddies Championship, Mega's asked, who do people want to see Pepper face? Who do we want to see Pepper Pride face? And we know that we'll get into it, but obviously the match at Sebastian versus Heather Blue for the number 1 contendership for Baddies Championship. So I mean. Yep. A big win for Pegasa there. We're trying to move up in the Baddies division. Vinny Maverick
in the chat.
What up, boy? What up, brother? Big Nasty. We're just talking about the baseball, man. And then match number 4, I believe, was the match of the Cowboys.
Yes.
Colt Johnson taking on Shelby Wilder, which I both these guys are really great. This was a solid match. Even in the wet canvas, these guys put on a good match.
You want to talk about crowd work, though, with Shelby. Shelby's great, man.
It's peaches, dude.
Fantastic.
It's peaches. He comes out with peaches.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. It's peaches.
And the kids love peaches. And I don't know, dude. I've seen Pedro's got beef with peaches and Shelby. Like, I don't know. It's a whole deal.
It's a whole thing. I got it.
But Shelby Wilder coming out. It's nice to see him around more. I love Shelby Wilder. I have for a long time, but it was, there was a time where you only got to see him out in Cleveland, and now he's kind of making his way a little bit more west and coming out. And so it's cool to see him out here working with Mega. Colt Johnson, though, we all know the sheriff of Bear City Vice, the indie legend Killer Tour. He's been out here running rampant, defending his championship. I will say he puts it on the line all the time.
Every time. Yep, all the time. Can't deny that.
This was no different as he took on Shelby Wilder, and he was able to retain his Infinity Championship in front of Canal Park. And around match 3, there was people there the whole time. There was people there.
Oh yeah.
But around match 2.5, the crowd for the baseball game started to come. And because the baseball game was delayed, they were like, hey, what's going on over here? And the crowd got pretty packed in at that point. So that was a lot of fun.
You're right, actually. That kind of worked in our favor. I didn't really think about it in that way.
Yeah.
People were showing up for the baseball game at the regular time anyway. Let's see what this wrestling's all about. Yeah.
Yep. And then we had the last match, the main event of our show was Junie Underwood going 1-on-1 against one half of our tag team champions, Marino T. This match,
I love Junie, man. He's so good.
Well, I put it out. Junie and I did a little pack battle with the Pokemon after the show, and he beat me. he got the cool Swine Up card, so he beat me in the pack battle, but it was still cool. But yeah, I love Junie, man. I've loved Junie for a long time. He used to be, for those that don't know, he used to be out here with us, and he used to he started. I mean, I wouldn't say he started out here, but I did see he did a lot of his rookie work out here at Mega.
Yes.
But Junie was always a beast, and I'll never forget the one time where he busted his way into the Breaking Down Barriers Battle Royal, even though Ken didn't want him to. Great moment. That was a great moment. But yeah, Junie kills it always, and Marino T obviously is one half of the tag team champions in multiple divisions or multiple promotions with Philly Collins. So this match went hard, and they did a lot of stuff that very technical style wrestling.
Oh, for sure.
And there was hard hitting, but very technical arm locks, wrist locks, etc., and they worked it. It was good.
Yeah, the crowd was loving it, man. I mean, they got, not that they paid to see anything necessarily, but they got their money's worth as that's what we're watching on TV is what live right in front of you, man. They know how to work for sure.
Well, I think I like doing when we do the free shows, stuff like that, because it's more of a hey, I know we're 40 minutes away, but come check us out next week. And some of them will.
Because, for sure.
And it's cool because they just, I don't know, the word of mouth spread is always fun because you'll see somebody, like you said, and I forget where we were. We were somewhere, and we saw, it was out with Chris Onyx. And I think the guy's friends with Chris Onyx. But we saw him at one show, and he was like, hey, yeah. And I gave him a flyer, and I was like, hey, come to the college. And they show up at the college, and now they're at the college every show.
Right, exactly.
So it's just fun, man.
And there's a million kids there, it's yeah.
Well, it must have been baseball night or something, coaches bringing their baseball teams or because there was a lot of kids there in the same style uniforms and hanging out. So that was cool.
Yeah. The rain did not kill the vibe of the show for sure.
It most definitely did not, but it did kill the baseball game as the baseball game was canceled.
Was it really? I didn't even realize
they did cancel the baseball game. However, we were asked to perform a special main event, and it was a stadium. What was it called? Stadium. Street fight. The stadium street fight.
Oh man, here.
I mean,
I don't know if
I don't even know. It started me. We were trying to get hot dogs. The video was posted. Brandon was just buying us hot dogs. And this big giant of a man came and stole them from us. He had already won his match. We thought he went home. Whatever, dude.
Hey, he's only 6'2", man. I don't know what you're talking about. He's not that big.
Yeah. So yeah, and then it turned into a big giant brawl all the way across the concourse, where Paxton was able to pin Brazzi Suave and pin Colt Johnson in essentially a handicap street fight match where garbage cans were used. A fan gave Paxton a beer.
What was it?
A fan gave Paxton a beer.
Oh.
And then Brazzi took it and drank some and then dumped it on Paxton's head. And it was just a whole debauchery in Akron Ruibber Ducks Stadium. And it was so much fun.
Yeah, I I was out of there by then. I'm not sure if I would have wanted to see that in
Yeah, it
person
was
or if I
wild.
wanted to.
It was.
They had him up on the Tron. That's what I was gonna. They had him up on the Tron.
Oh yeah,
And yeah, that was.
it was cool. It was cool, and I will say that because again, it was. They had us. They had us up on the Tron. Like it was cool. It was sweet.
It was
To look
cool.
over there, but thank you to Akron Rubber Ducks for having us out. Thank you. Hopefully, we get to come back. It was a great time. I did hear a lot of people say, "This is the most fun I've had. Why don't you guys do this more? Stuff like this more
Right.
often?" And then the biggest news, I guess, coming out of this was afterwards we come to find out that there was somebody in the crowd that we did not know about, and that be Danny Vandal of Neo Pro Wrestling. And him and Brandon had a little bit of a conversation afterwards, as we'll talk more about it deeply in depth next week about Cnverge, but the match has been announced. Kalam will be putting his title on the line against a representative of Neo Pro, but we don't
Who's
know
it
who
gonna be?
We
Who's it
don't
gonna
know
be?
who it is.
Who's it
Dude,
gonna
it could
be?
be anybody. It could.
I'm so
and we've talked about this before. Like who could represent obviously Neo Pro the most. You got your Jimmy Shanes. You got your Wilbur Whitlocks.
that was where Jimmy Shane was my because champion versus champion. That was where my head initially, like you said, we'll talk more next week about it. But what a match that could be,
But then you got to think about
Similar
the people that aren't even they're mainstay champions, like a Trey Lamar maybe, who's their great champion. A fucking Hayden Backlund. Like we've seen these guys come with all kinds of people at Neo Pro, so it could really legitimately be anybody, and we don't know. Brandon tried to get Danny to give him some hints. Danny would not give him any hints.
Who knows, man? I'm ready. I'm ready. Well, we 2 weeks away.
Dontavio, and we know that he's got some stuff going, so he is taking a step back. But we don't know what Neo Pro is going to bring to the table. We know that they have Ashton Day has stepped in to take the place to team with the Feisty Boys against the team of Bear City Vice. But other than that, Neo Pro Danny's got something up his sleeves. He's got
for sure.
And I don't know if I'm excited to see it or not, because it could very well be something scary, dude.
I mean, I will have my faith in our champion and Mega's champion, Kalam. That man does not seem like he is losing that title anytime soon. Everyone that steps in his path gets a demon spike.
Dude, he's wrecked everybody. So, I hope Danny has a formidable opponent up his sleeve. But, we'll see. Saturday night, we went to Canal Park. I'm sorry.
What the
heck's it called?
What was it? Lake County Captain. Oh, sorry, I clicked.
Classic Park is what it's called.
Classic Park.
Classic Auto Group Park. Neo Wrestling Night and Beer Fest. I didn't really see a bunch of beers, actually.
No, neither did I.
I will say, because we're not going to touch on this at all, the captains got their ass beat. It was it was like 20-2.
Man, were you there last year?
Yes.
Okay, that was like an epic finish last year. We were in overtime and everything.
Yeah, we went to extra innings and stuff last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, this year it was not the same, as the Lake County Captains got absolutely decimated by the West Michigan Whitecaps. They scored like 9 runs in the top of the first inning.
Ouch. Damn. Is there like a run rule? Can we just
that's what somebody said too. That's funny. It was great though. It was a great setup. I love going there. They put us back in the same spot that we're always in.
Yeah, I like it right there.
In the left field patio. It was really cool. We had some extras as always. We had Paxton try to do a plunger toss.
Yeah, that looked fun.
He stuck it to my freaking head. That was actually the closest one. They tried to say it was sweat. That caused it to not work, but
the moisture, like, right.
it was in a bucket of water as is, and then he stuck it to my head and he threw it up, and it like hit the thing perfect. And I just don't think he threw it with enough force. Like he tried to dart throw him, and I think you got to do these. Like you got to grab the end of the handle and do like a throw, like
and
that.
like the flip thing or whatever,
Yeah.
right?
And it didn't work for him. He didn't get one to stick, but it was still fun. Brazzi Suave and Wrath did the bungee ball where they had the ball.
Yeah.
We thought it was going to be a nice competition until Brazzi tried to jump Wrath, and that didn't really work in his favor. Brazzi
doesn't seem like a good idea.
He was able to win. He did get the dub, though. He did get the balls in the garbage can first. He was able to get the win, but he got back elbowed by Wrath and carried out of the stadium. So
I feel like Wrath was less concerned about winning and more concerned
100%.
about hurting.
I mean, we saw Wrath, just absolutely decimate everybody that's been in his path. This was no different. He might have lost the competition, but he definitely won the war. We had some great matches here as well. I do have them all down actually because we can't even put these up because that match was not happened. We had something different go down. As always, part subject to change. So Cash Inc. actually went 2v2 versus Pretty Tough.
That's right.
And they were able to pick up the win over the former tag team champions.
Well, and we've seen a little bit of the fallout from that they have a title shot now at Cnverge. And
and so after the match, Pretty Tough was, celebrating, and we saw Mega posted earlier today a camera shot pans to the top rafters, and there is one half of the tag team champions, Philly C, standing at the top, kind of watching this match. So it was good to see them, back up top. It seems as if PME has finally acknowledged them. As like you said, they will get a match at Cnverge for those tag team championships.
Right. The Ohio Blue Chief's always watching. So as soon as he realized what he had, the opportunity there, he had to book that match. Like Pretty Tough is a title shot.
And then next we had the baseball battle royal. That's just what I'm calling it. I don't know what else to call it. So we had a battle royal. Just anybody and everybody that was in it, that was there, got in as
right. Honestly,
Wrath was in it. Funky Yoder, Shapiro.
Dude, I love Shapiro, man. He's killing it lately.
Oh yeah, he's been doing great. There was like Brazzi Suave was in it. There was a couple of more people. I apologize for not, remembering. Obviously, there's pictures up on Jose's pictures that we shared. Jose's pictures.
Here, what was that? Here, I'll throw up that one. Give me a sec.
Oh no, you're fine. But yeah, there was all kinds of people in here. We had a classic over the top battle royal just to kind of hang out, and.
Satch Wrath was in there.
Yimmy Yammer was in there.
Yimmy Yammer was in there. Yeah, there was
Paxton, Brian Cruz, Kokojima was in there at one point.
That's right, Kokojima and Phantom Dragon was there. Yeah,
Kokojima got a wig thrown, bro. The winner of the baseball battle royal ended up being Brazzi Suave. Go ahead.
Why they gotta be like that?
It was the weirdest thing though. Like after the match, like Coco kind of just stood there at ringside, brushing the wig.
Oh,
it was weird. It creeped me out. It was creepy.
Yeah.
And then we did have title matches at Captain Stadium again. Like we said before, he is a fighting champion. Coco's wig is still in the ring. Tommy said, that
Hey,
ring,
we were
that ring mat already stunk, buddy. We did say in the last that he is a fighting champion. Cole Johnson put his Infinity Championship on the line again against former Fighting Spirit champion, I apologize, Pastor CeeLo. And during this match, I know it's made its way around social media already. The best picture I've ever seen in my life.
Yes.
CeeLo looks like a superhero, and he's drop kicking Cole Johnson. It's a phenomenal picture. It looks great.
Like I turned it to the side, and it looks like he's standing
on top of him like this.
Yeah,
it's such a good picture, dude. It's just phenomenal. I can't wait for Michelle's pictures. But yeah, it's a great picture. These guys had the crowd eating out of the palm of their hand. The crowd loved
absolutely.
That. The crowd loved that. CeeLo coming around, obviously all the little kids want to be part of the good. CeeLo's got the energy is just top notch with him, but able to, get fans behind him, able to try to get it. At one point, CeeLo hit the Jesus take the wheel. And he said, y'all want to see Jesus drive? And I heard somebody in the crowd go, oh, Jesus, take the wheel. And I said, oh, shit, they don't even know, but it's coming. And, yeah, it was just a great match. Colt Johnson able to sneak out another victory, another successful title defense over Pastor CeeLo.
I want to say how many is that, but I'm sure he has it somewhere.
I mean, you speak on it, and he'll pop in the chat and let you know. Believe that.
Oh, I'm sure. Tommy's right there.
Match number 4, we had the Demon King once again defending his championship. Same amount of time, 2 defenses in 3 days.
Yep.
This time against the other half of our Mega Tag Team champions, Philly C.
Which, again, hell of a match. I mean, for a tag team specialist to be
18
going in against
title defenses for Colt
18.
Johnson.
Oh, 18. Killing it.
But yeah, no, go ahead, Tony.
But yeah, tag team specialist to go against, our top champion, mega champion, put on a hell of a show there, man. I mean, you can't ask for much more.
Well, I mean, obviously going against Kalam, you're gonna have a different way to go about it, a different game plan essentially.
Exactly right.
But seeing the match between Philly and Kalam on Saturday and the match between Junie and Marino on Thursday, you put Philly and Marino together and you see why they're such a good tag team. Because Philly is able to hit those hard moves, the hard, strong grapple moves type deal. And Marino can fly. Marino is very agile. Marino can run the ropes. He can, springboards, all that. And when they put that shit together, you see why they've been.
Oh, yeah. They complement each other perfectly.
Yeah. This match was going good, dude, like you said, until there was a little bit of I don't want to say interference because they didn't really do anything. They came out. They have been looking for Marino and Philly for a while now, but Colin Crew and DLA, pretty tough, made their way to ringside and happened to find the tag team championship belt. And, they kind of picked it up and were looking at it and said it looked real pretty. And they weren't in the match at all. They didn't bother anybody in the match. They weren't, distracting any. They were just kind of there.
Hey, sometimes to get recognized, you have to play a little dirty. They didn't touch anybody. Like you said, they didn't distract anybody in the match per se. They were just out there hanging out.
They grabbed the gold, and once they grabbed the gold, of course, Philly said, hey, that's mine. Don't touch that, yada, yada, yada. But Philly forgot what he had going on in the ring, and as he turned around, big forearm, and Philly C goes down for the count.
And you're out. Has anyone kicked out of that? I don't think anyone's kicked out of that.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
One and done.
But yeah, so that was it. And then the final match of the evening. So for those who follow along, those who've been with us for a year, last year we had the battle of the mascots. If you don't know, Skipper apparently, I'm not the biggest Lake County Captains fan. I've established the lore myself. I've figured out what I could learn myself from what I've heard.
Right.
Skipper was the mascot. I don't know how many years ago, very recently, they decided to introduce a new mascot named Horatio. And he is like a crow or something, a bird. He's a bird. Well, last year, Horatio challenged Skipper to a match to determine who was the best mascot and the overall official mascot. Well, Horatio won last year. And this year, Skipper came for revenge. He challenged him to a tag team match. And, last year, like I said, Horatio, we saw the betrayal of Skipper's dad. Skipper's own dad turned his back on him and joined up with Horatio. So Skipper challenged him to a tag team match. It was Skipper and the Bug versus Horatio and Skipper Sr.
What are we doing?
I don't even know how to call this, all right? Dude, Horatio went for a clothesline and it didn't. Skipper said, nope, the buff chest, ducked it, double clothesline. The Bug jumped on Skipper Sr. Skipper hit Horatio with the biggest warrior splash. 1, 2, 3, and Skipper has reclaimed his throne as the mascot of the Lake County Captains.
That's gonna have repercussions for a whole year now, or at
Dude,
least till the end of the season.
I can't, I don't even know. Sometimes wrestling is just the coolest thing.
Oh man.
Sometimes it is just the coolest thing.
Right.
Overall,
what we get to do, very fun.
I have no idea, Tommy. No idea.
What?
I have no idea.
It's an Easter egg. You got it.
I think he's a bed. I thought he was a bed bug the first time I saw him. So I was like, what are you doing? But overall, great time at the Captain's game, at the Ruibber Ducks game. It was I had a great time. Like I said, had the baseball game been a little bit better, I know like Paulie the Hammer was upset because Paulie's a big baseball fan and we were getting destroyed. It seemed like our pitchers couldn't pitch nothing and these dudes were hitting everything, and we saw 3 home runs. It was just
damn. Yeah, that's rough.
So yeah, the Lake County Captains got beat up pretty bad, but overall it was a good night. We didn't get to see the baseball at the Ruibber Ducks Stadium, but that still was a good night.
People are gonna start just showing up for the wrestling.
Yeah, come to the wrestling and get the baseball game. I know that at the Lake County Captains, like I said, at the Ruibber Ducks, we were outside the stadium and it was kind of a free show as you walk up. Lake County Captains, again, still free show, but you did have to purchase tickets to the game.
Yes.
Tickets were, I looked them up for even, just a normal third base, second row seat. They're cheap, $15, $20. So and then you could walk right up to the ring. It was a cool experience.
Oh yeah, pictures and autographs. Wrestlers are right out there with you, interacting, and it's a good time.
Yeah, Tommy said we left in the 7th inning and it was 20-4.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Just get it over with.
Yeah, so it was pretty bad. But that's okay. It happens. But it was great time as always. And then on the horizon, Tony, I got the 4th of July this weekend. It's America's birthday.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's America's birthday. Red, white, and blue. I'm really excited. We got all kinds of stuff going down. We got barbecues, cookouts. I'm excited. I know we got the month of July is coming in hot. We have Cnverge, We have the RSW benefit for Gregory Iron. We have home days. I didn't know if I was allowed to talk about it. And she put it in the chat. So
yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, right.
yeah, I wasn't gonna say it. I wasn't gonna say it. But yes, I got a special. We got a special invitation to Bear City Vice headquarters for the BBC BBQ.
It's all right. It was in code. No one knows.
But yeah, and then like I said, we're fireworks. We have
Neopro.
I'll say Nina, my daughter's grad party's on Sunday the 6th, so we're gonna be doing that on the 6th. We got July the 12th, we have Cnverge. July the 13th, we have RSW. I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking for Jason's message.
What's Neopro?
I got it right here. 7/25, July 25th. Neopro is back at the Booby Bar at Diamond Royale in Canton. The big match they put on there was Chris Cole, man. They got Chris Cole in a match.
Oh, right.
I'm really excited.
Got me to come, man.
Actually,
yeah, so I'm hella excited.
I would say Tony will be there for that one. Tony and Jen will be hanging out covering for us. I will be in Columbus for the Softball World Series.
Hey, now.
And then, obviously, we'll talk more about it. The Gold Rush, Neopro Gold Rush, where they do like their Battle Royal, and their winner gets a championship match. We've had a couple of participants announce, one being Eric Fallen. So, good to see him back at Neopro. Obviously, we'll be talking more about that. And then, like I said, next week, we will be going pretty much in depth. All converge to everything that we have. We have, Studio 86 caching, Thomas Bailey, which I'm actually going to reach out to Mr. Thomas Bailey and see if we can get him to come on the show. Let a little bit, see what's going on.
That'd be nice. I met him. He's a nice guy.
We talked about this earlier. Heather Blue, Sebastian LaShawn.
Mm-hmm.
The Ground Zero boys versus Mega.
They just dropped a promo I saw on Mega's page.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure what I'm pretty sure that was them. Let me look back.
I just saw something too, and I didn't know if it was them, so I think you're right. But Bear City Vice, Feisty Boys.
Yeah, Ground Zero, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
The Fatal 4-Way for the Infinity Championship. The Fatal 4-Way for bragging rights.
That one I'm looking forward to that one.
Yes. And then obviously, like we said earlier in the show, the surprise from Neopro as the challenger. But I'm not sure, and like I said, maybe we can get it. Speaking of, in the chat right now, the Mega God himself. Hey, if you ain't got no plans next Monday night, you're more than welcome to come on. I'm going to try to get your opponent on as well. I'm going to reach out to him.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
But yeah, so Cnverge is coming in hot, dude, and it's going to be such a good show at the college. I put it back up here. I know the doors open at 4. Bell time is at 5 o'clock, and we will be going hard for hours and hours and hours. I cannot wait.
I believe tickets $10.
$10.
No front row seats or anything. $10, and you get in for the whole show.
Yeah, first come, first serve.
Yes.
If you want a front row ticket, your best bet is to be there. I would say around 2:30, 3 o'clock.
Yeah, definitely.
Because, the way it goes, man, is it always seems like right before, like we'll go out there, we'll get there, we're everything's set up, we're hanging out, and then there's nobody there, and then 10 minutes later the hallway's packed, and there's people out the door. So make sure if you want a front row seat for this one, which I promise you do, you don't have to pay extra for it. $10. You get on, you can buy your ticket right now. You can
snatch them up.
You can get them through us, the Mega Championship website. You can message any of the wrestlers directly, and they can get you a ticket for the show, or you can buy them at the door, and maybe you'll get a front row seat at the door. So if you're there early,
if you get there early enough,
If you don't buy it online and you're first in line to buy a ticket at the door, you can sit front row. Sure,
you can sit wherever you want, right? Absolutely.
And then, last but not least, Tony, I want to ask your thoughts on our new king and queen of the ring, Cody Rhodes and Jade Cargill.
I feel I like the Jade Cargill. I feel like she fits that queen mold a little bit.
Yes.
It's gonna fit her character. It's gonna kind of progress her story a little bit. I wish that she was a little bit better in the ring. But that's still gonna come with time. I mean, I can't say a whole lot. I think I don't know. The WWE system is pushes characters more than like 5-star matches, quote unquote. So I don't.
That's what Chris just said. Even though she's green as fuck, and it shows, and it does.
But dude, I mean,
she's got hella potential, man.
Yes,
like,
and
her look is awesome. Her fucking, and I agree with what Chris said in his next comment. Asuka deserved it on the comeback. Asuka deserved it.
But to me, it's like, okay, yes, Asuka was the choice. Like, well, yeah, Asuka should win, but she's already won Royal Rumble. She's had multiple world title wins. She deserves it, but she doesn't need it.
Who does, Tommy? Who sucks? Asuka or Jade?
No, I'm sure he means fucking yeah.
But she came out looking like Storm, dude. Her entrances are always on point.
Yep. And I think she fits that WWE mold way better than she did in the AEW, but I think they should let her loose a little bit more like they did in AEW. Like she's, I think, stilted right now. Give her another couple years, and if she's still like hanging on, yeah, okay, then I agree. But
he said it looked like Storm wrestled like Ma Rachel.
Get out of here.
This is Rachel, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was okay, and I agree. I'm not too sold on Jade yet. I was excited when Asuka came back. I've always been a fan of Asuka, especially when she wears the Kana paint, because if you know anything from Asuka from Japan, the Kana paint and the regular Asuka paint is different. She's a bad girl. She's a heel,
Right.
So maybe that's the role they play here, where they have Asuka go after Jade once Jade wins the title. But I wonder if they're going to play that, because Naomi's missed Money in the Bank.
Right. And I think that's probably where they're going to go with it, is whether
Naomi and Jade got beat.
Yeah. And then Jade shifts, goes to Naomi, whether that's with the title or without the title or whatever. You can have that story.
Yep.
Definitely.
And then, obviously, Cody Rhodes, your king of the ring. It was him and Randy Orton, so it was kind of a no-brainer that they were.
Yeah, Randy wasn't winning that shit, man. No.
They did have a good spot. He still got another crazy RKO off he went for the Cody cutter, and Randy caught him in a cutter.
He kicked out of 2 RKOs, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean, it was solid. It was a solid match.
Yeah, it was a solid
Cody
match.
Was going to win. Chris said he hates Money in the Bank, Ms. Money in the Bank being Naomi. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that either. But, it's okay, I guess. We'll see how it plays out.
Right.
But, yeah, I think this obviously is setting up for Cody to go after Cena again. You know, which is fine. That towards the end of the year, that's obviously now Cody has a bank. He has essentially a Money in the Bank for a title shot.
How do you feel about the rumors of Cody turning heel?
I would love that,
because that's like, I've heard like a double turn at SummerSlam. Like
I thought that too, though, and I thought it was coming. I thought it was coming in the KO match. Remember, because in the ladder match when KO fought.
Oh, yeah.
He stood over the top on the table on Kevin Owens.
Right.
And that was a very heel thing to do. Like,
Yeah,
I
because
thought
Cody's
the
a
heel turn was
dick.
coming.
He's
I
a
mean,
dick in real life.
so yeah, but
I mean, probably
I
not,
would
but-
love a heel turn from Cody. Like, he dyes his hair back black
Oh, yes. Yeah.
and fucking goes like Bullet Club style Cody, how he was an asshole and like when he did the Kenny Omega. But did you see John after the John Cena match? Obviously, the cash in we knew obviously wasn't going to happen because that's being saved for Gunther and Goldberg.
I would think so.
I think at least
Like a surprise or something happens, and that's your swerve. That's
I
very
think
possible.
it's Saturday night's main event because you got Goldberg fighting Gunther in Goldberg's hometown of Atlanta. Goldberg's going to beat Gunther for the fucking title, and we're all going to be pissed about it for 20 seconds because
Right,
then
and then-
Rollins' music's going to hit, and he's going to come out, and the
But
fucking
does it-
Braun Breaker hits Goldberg with a spear.
Oh,
Like,
that'd be fun.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and look, Chris even said, "Why the fuck are we talking about Goldberg?" Because I hate it. They're gonna put the title on him.
But they are, but if they do that, that's gonna make Seth like super babyface. You know, no one's gonna boo Seth coming out and taking the title from Goldberg. They're gonna be like, "Sweet, yes, we're so fucking happy." Yeah.
Goldberg
Sure.
was awesome. It is the 2020s, bro.
Fucking 30 years ago, man. Grandpa Goldberg can't even climb the ropes. You see his fucking spots on his head?
You know, he was doing
Or the liver spots?
He was spitting in Gunther's face and shit. Like, but yeah.
Is he gonna jackhammer him? You think he's gonna get him up?
Oh yeah. Probably not a good jackhammer at all. It'll be fucking horrible.
Like a suplex.
Yeah,
Like
it'll essentially be up and down. He's not
Yeah.
gonna hold him up there. Hell no. And his spear will be just as horrible as it was in the 2000s. It's just, I was never really a big Goldberg fan. Like, I liked the WCW, the run, and how he was undefeated for all this.
Right.
Sure, that was cool because nobody had ever done anything like that.
Right.
But it got stale
That
real
was-
quick. Yes. Not good at all. So
Right,
I
it's
mean,
a mistake.
they're gonna. It'll
Kill
probably
it.
be Gunther maybe chops him twice, 2 or 3 times, and gets a couple chops on him, and then Goldberg spears him, jackhammers him, and wins. And then
I hope.
and then like I said, I'm hoping. And then Seth Rollins comes out, the music hits, and maybe Braun Breaker pops up after the match and just spears him. Just pops up after, because it doesn't have to be during a match you cash in. It can be any time, as long as you have a referee.
Well, and that's what I could see Seth, like he kind of played it off, or he was going to cash in during the match, the Punk Cena match.
Yeah.
So, and he has that's what he did at WrestleMania. So if he cashes in, it might be during a match regardless. Like, he's already got that mindset. It worked last time, you know?
Yeah.
So maybe Goldberg won't win the title. Seth's going to cash in.
Or it'll look like Goldberg's about to win.
Yeah.
And Seth's like, he
Right.
goes like jackhammers.
Going to spear him, stop, cash in. Something like that. Yeah.
He said Matt Riddle.
Shut up. Get out of here.
But yeah, no, I don't know. I'm not sure, and it could
Coming in
go
from the
either way.
crowd.
But like I said, I don't see anybody else walking away with that title. I don't see Goldberg holding it.
No. What was? No.
Yeah, I don't see Goldberg holding that title at all for a long period of time. But
because like he could win it and then have one like SummerSlam match as a retirement match, but who would he fight?
Yeah, exactly. There's no point. There's no point.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be his retirement match because they're in Atlanta, which is where WCW was held, which is where his home is, etc. Whatever. Who cares? And then I did want to see. Did you see after the CM Punk match and the John Cena match? 2 things on that. First of all, referee Charles Robinson, we finally got the meme where my man was trucking down the ring and he goes flying. John Cena.
That guy. I didn't
Shout
see
out
it
to
coming.
Little H. So, yeah, shout out to Little
coming.
H for taking an awesome ref bump. And then, did you see after the match, Tony, where it hasn't really been, I haven't seen it a lot. John Cena and CM Punk hugged, and John Cena did the face again.
Yeah.
He did the rock face that he it kind of went dead-eyed, and I was like, oh shit, like what? And then somebody today, the dude at work, was telling me, we were talking about it, he's a wrestling fan, which is probably one of my favorite things about work is Xavier on the second shift, dude.
Nice.
He comes in at 3 and I leave at 3:30, and for 30 minutes, dude, we just talk. It's fucking awesome. But yeah, we're talking, he's like, if you think about it, he's like, Cena's gone through all of his old rivalries.
Mm-hmm.
He's beat Randy now, and now he's beat Punk. Like all the old rivalries of wrestlers that are still active that he fought back in the day, that's who he's going. That's who's trying to get the title from him. He's like, and I think that's why Cody won King of the Ring, because Cody's obviously an old rival now.
Right.
And I was like, okay, I can see that. That makes sense. So,
I don't know who else. Like, does Cody take it at? I think that's supposed to be for the King and Queen of the Ring is for a shot at SummerSlam.
At SummerSlam, yeah.
So if Cody takes it at SummerSlam, do we still get a heel Cena for the rest of the year?
I don't think so.
Do we get, right? Like, okay, there's a lot of paths you can do. And they're not all bad. There's a lot of there's a lot of story you can tell.
Well, like I said last week, I think it was, is there's no possible way you can retire with heel Cena. He has to come back to be a good guy. He has to.
Okay. The worst, and I love it, best timeline is, what if he retires heel Cena with the belt?
I mean.
And then, okay, think about, what if they do the CM Punk run, but they do it correctly? Like, CM Punk was supposed to leave with the belt, right? And he was gone for like 3 weeks or a month or something stupid, came back. He should have been gone that whole summer.
Yeah.
So what if Cena keeps the belt, leaves? They're like, okay, we have this world title or whatever. This is going to be the main belt now, going in from Royal Rumble to blah, 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 into WrestleMania. And then Cena ends up coming back for one last match
at WrestleMania with the belt
on the line, and then that's when your Cody or whoever finally takes it from him. And
I mean, that I don't know if I'd be upset with that, but I don't know. I don't know that, because again, even Hulk Hogan, the greatest heel turn of all time, came back to be a good guy.
Because everybody cheered him so much that there was no choice but to make him a good guy again.
Yeah.
And that's what we're getting with Cena. People are like, well, we like you though now. Like, you still kind of suck. You're not great in the ring, but you're older, and that's kind of the point. Like, you can't, so no big deal.
I saw this the other day that it played off of, the promo where he had slammed Punk through the table and he cut his own version of the pipe.
Yeah.
And he said, I'm the greatest of all time. And he kind of stopped for a second, and the crowd started chanting Cena, and you saw like he couldn't hide the smirk that popped over his face for just a split second, because he's like, "Oh, I'm the shit, baby," you know what I'm saying? Like, and it was because it is like, it's up there, man. This one's up there with, this is like right there with Hulk Hogan. This is right there with the heel turn, because this is John Cena. That's Superman. That's Mr. fucking Make-A-Wish. Like,
right. And the fact that they did it in his last year, like, you wouldn't have got that with Vince. He would have said, hell no.
Keep selling merch, John. I mean, I'm cool.
You got Cody now. You got plenty of guys to sell merch. You don't need that.
Karrion Kross is your top merch seller right now, Tony.
I know, right, man? And he's still.
He killed it. Him and Sami Zayn killed it.
Yes.
They did great. I love Karrion Kross. I always have. I loved him when he was Killer Kross in TNA. So it just.
I was on the fence with him for a while there, and then they buried him, and I was like, you know what? No, he can't come back from that. And it's been such a slow ass climb, but
Yep.
I think
Him just
they
talking
have
shit
something
to people in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, I've loved everything that they're doing right now. I'm not upset with anything aside from the Jade Cargill, and I'm not even really upset with it. It just,
Yeah, I can
doesn't really
see.
have potential for a storyline to me.
No, they're using it for Naomi as an avenue.
Yeah.
You know,
So,
Asuka doesn't necessarily need it. It would be cool to add to her, accolades and everything, and she'd make a kick-ass Queen of the Ring. Just the aesthetic of her combining that, it would be fucking awesome.
The Empress, the Queen of Tomorrow,
Yeah, exactly, dude. So let's say someday, but I understand why they did it.
Yeah, no, me too. So I mean, it is what it is, and hopefully the storylines play out. I have faith in Triple H. He's been doing pretty solidly since he took over, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna need everybody to join us next week, right here at our new time, new day, Mondays at 7 p.m. We're gonna hang out with you right before Raw. We're gonna get off with you right now. So look, it's 7:57. We're gonna be hopping off. Boom, boom, boom. You go watch
8 o'clock.
So that's what I'm gonna do. I put off wrestling today. I did not watch at 6 o'clock. I've only seen one spoiler. I've only seen the one spoiler as the tag that we talked about earlier. So I don't want to put it out in case people didn't, watch that like me. I'm gonna. I'm gonna just start at 8 o'clock and see where they're at, and then I'm just gonna watch that, and then I'll watch.
Right.
So whatever. But thank you, everybody.
Probably 2.5 hours is good, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they might be almost done. I might just pop in time for the main event tonight. But thank you, everybody, for joining us. We appreciate you. Thank you, everybody in the comments. Make sure you tune in with us next week as we're going to try to get some guests in that will be on Cnverge 2. And then hopefully everybody has a safe and happy 4th of July. Make sure you stay safe. Please make sure you have 10 fingers on the 5th.
Absolutely, yes.
So
enjoy.
We'll see you guys all next week. Thank you for joining us. Later.
Night, y'all.